Yeah, that will be a very interesting thing to see indeed, as we have started. Res standing here towards short. Dupree pushed out aggressively towards underground. Finds a couple of shots, but ultimately forced to back away because he does not want to die at that position. Not allow for NiP to get the advantage early in the round. No defuse kit for Astralis. They cannot let the bomb plant down, and Sipix definitely not going to allow that to happen as he finds the head of Res, now forced him back in towards water, trying to stay alive as long as possible, but ultimately will fall as his team could not get there in time to help him out. This is what I was talking about. Boost coming in from Astralis, can't find any frags off of it. Bomb plant has happened. Glaive now, together with the rest of his teammates, has to try and make a call. Dennis coming in, the pistol god from Fnatic era. He's gonna find 2 frags, and that's Astralis just coming in strong versus NiP on the first pistol round.
Yeah, you know, it's easy to get the bomb down, but then staying out of the vision for these USPSs, you know, it's just very, very hard. And Astralis picking up the first round, definitely good. Dennis with 2 kills. They wouldn't expect anything less out of him. So off to go Ninjas. Though does manage to get the bomb down, as we said, which means that they're heading for a full eco.
Yeah, and Astralis just gonna take full advantage of it, just buying up a lot of SMGs.
It's farming time, baby.
Oh my god, are we playing Farming Simulator all of a sudden? I thought it was a CSGO.
Nah, and I prefer Farmville.
Oh god, Farmville. I mean, there's a lot of farm games that we can be talking about, but I'd rather talk about the game because Draken is gonna be tagged down to 16 HP as a grenade just explodes in front of him, and Dupree just getting all the kills and all the gold.
Just everybody, all the teams are rushing into connector at the same time and just triple surrounding them, completely destroying them, and that's easy to 0. Extra money in the bank for Astralis. Now the question is, since they didn't lose any of the SMGs, are they gonna take the risk of losing this round, just continue to play with SMGs, or are they gonna go for an upgrade? Seems like they're gonna hold on to a UMP and 2 MP9s.
I mean, they're gonna have to play close distance.
Yeah,
with
I mean,
these
if they, this is a risk, but if they win this round, boy, their economy's gonna be good.
I mean, they're gonna be set for a couple of rounds if they lose. We'll see what happens though. Dennis being the first victim, that's the one of the main guns down. So the M4 gone from the hands of Astralis, and Dupree forced to back away. He does have the op in hand. Get right. Finds a frag onto Kirby, just playing the lurker style that he's known for. Important by Ninjas to get the 2 early entries. Op still in the hand of Dupree. But Glaive and Sipix have to get in close, have to play the corners if they want to have the chance of getting a frag or 2. And Glaive is going to walk in straight into the crosshairs of Draken, as now Ninjas, they have a road in towards A, and Dupree coming in with a great shot on towards Draken and Res, allowing for his team to stay alive. Dupree getting the 3rd, getting the 4th, and he's just gonna keep on going. Dupree with 4 frags, 53 seconds on the clock. Get right, all alone, 1 versus 2. Dupree, what a man. Sipix coming in for the side, can't get the frag onto him, and Dupree just looking with the crosshair, finds the frag and gets the ace for Astralis.
Oh my god, what a way to start things off. That is just insane. And since I never made my prediction, I'm going to go with Astralis winning right now. Because Dupree, I mean, he's going to bench Device when he comes back if he plays the ult like this. Oh, this is ridiculous. Oh, now a pause has been called. But let's just take a moment to just breathe. What was that?
What happened was Dupree, really.
Oh, the lineup shot first. It's just...
Yeah, and I mean, it was insanely important for him to get the double kill, and then all of a sudden, I mean, he's just playing the cover, getting the frags, left, right, and center, and Astralis, well, definitely showing why they made Dupree the offer for this particular tournament.
And, you know, one thing that we didn't get into our calculation, you know, just looking at statistics, we missed the fact that these guys, they're playing in Copenhagen, they're on home soil. They have the fans. We can't hear the screams in the arena, unfortunately, but they sure can. And I mean, it's going to be very, very prestigious and fun for them if they manage to win. So this round should definitely be a win. A 1 round for them, NiP on pistols only.
And at this point, Astralis, they have to feel so good about what just happened. Dupree saving them from the brink of destruction. Just allowing for Get Right to be the lone survivor, finding the frag and then ultimately falling in the end, allowing for Dupree to get the ace for his team. But now we will see how Ninjas can handle this situation. Deagle in hand, they did find the first frag onto Kirby. who managed to get a frag just before he died. And ultimately, it is going to be Ninjas, who tries to go in towards the A bomb site. Draken, first victim, and allows for Dennis to try and clean up with the M4. The problem is that there's not a whole lot of armor on NiP's side, and one by one, they will ultimately die to the weaponry of Astralis. And I think it was, I don't know, someone tried to go for a cheeky knife there, but it was Glaive ultimately in the end who got the frag.
Yeah, knife kills are fun. They're always welcome. Okay, so NiP on another buy. You know, as they got the bomb plan in the first and attempted to buy on the third round, their economy naturally falls a bit behind. They're getting the second buy round chance now in the fifth round. Draken's gotten an AWP, and getting an entry onto Pre perhaps could be very valuable, because that's a guy you can't leave alive. Yeah, pretty slow map control here taken by NiP, securing the connector area, which means they can work their way up toilets or work their way down for a B take. Anything really. 125 left on the clock.
At this point, I mean, just going by the first few rounds, Astralis is just blowing me out of the water completely with the prediction I have. I think that I'm just going to have to question my life choices at this point. Not really life choices, but I mean, look at that. Dennis coming in huge, 2 frags. Ultimately getting stopped by Forest, but now it allows for Astralis to rotate around, as they do have control over the bomb. NiP doesn't have too much to try and recover it with, because if they use the smoke, they're just going to have to use one flash and a Molotov to try and get into the side. Dupree, once again, just standing in bank, holding long. Draken, with an AWP of his own, is going to be the first victim here. Forest goes down. Dupree, huge plays coming in once again with the AWP. 2 frags for him, and get right. He's been in this situation before, all alone. Sipix just goes out, gets the frag. Astralis 5-0. Incredible plays by them.
Incredible indeed, and this is, well, a dream start. There's nothing else to say. 5-round lead, and NiP are still struggling with their economy, as they don't really have enough to go for a full buy. They can get AKs, I guess, and then stuff for utility they can get, you know, UMPs they can mix, but ultimately, is it enough to go, you know, to suffer on the utility front against fully equipped Astralis?
The biggest issue is that I would have gone for the weapons if I had enough money for an helmet. Just given the regards of how the weapons work in this game, with the M4, if you have a helmet, then it requires 2 shots to kill you. With an AK, it just takes 1. Yeah. I would always buy helmets on T side if I could. On C side, it's not as necessary, because at that point it becomes more of a long-term investment. Because,
you know, on lower level, people could argue that it doesn't have that much impact, because, well, if you hit the head, it's going to be low and then you can finish him off. But the pros, you know, who are insanely fast, it is in a lot of occasions that they, you know, actually aim for the head and they hit each other nearly at the same time in the head. And then the guy with the helmet is going to survive. So at this level, definitely crucial to get the helmet.
Yeah, and indeed. We're going to see what happens now as Ninjas, once again, with pistols in hand, not going for the force buy. Instead, they're going to try to walk out and get a couple of frags. Instead, Sipix gets a frag onto Res through the plank, allowing for Astralis to once more start the round off with 1-man advantage. Not too much utilities on Ninja's side, as they want to try to go for the B take once more. Sipix tagged down to 42 HP. 2 of the members from Astralis doesn't have the fuse kits, which can be detrimental if they can't pick it up from the fallen mates. In the case, Ninjas would take over this side. But I mean, just look at how much control Astralis is taking over the map right now, with one of the members going in from long toilets. In a matter of moments, he's just going to call to his teammates, well, it's going to be a B take, just go ahead and rotate around, get a full force on B site. Meanwhile, Ninja still stuck towards B short. They're going to be up against a fully equipped Astralis, as they're trying to take over the side. Exist now. Yes, a major call to make with 30 seconds left to go. A flash and a Molotov for Exist and Get Right. But Astralis just lying in wait. Flash comes in. Great flash by them. Draken, first man in. Can't find the frag. It's instead Sipix who's going to fall. Finally, Draken takes him down after a little bit of help from one of Astralis' own teammate. But it's NiP who's coming back in towards this round. dupreeh and Dennis alone with the bomb plant. They have a chance of getting this one back. Now, time for Dennis and dupreeh. Diffuse gets in hand. They have a little bit more time. Flashes comes in, trying to take it over. Exist is going to stay alive while Dragon becomes the victim, and Dennis and dupreeh, they'll find the frags and secure one more round for Astralis.
Yeah, solid work by NiP. They got the bomb down there, which is going to be beneficial for their economy, but I mean, that was a round that Astralis did definitely not plan to lose. And they didn't. They came in 2 fully equipped guys, full HP. They did what they had to do, and therefore they have just extended the lead with another round. 6-0 it is, and well, it is definitely time for NiP to get the first round on the board.
And at this point, it's necessary for them. I mean, they have to get this game going. I mean, 7 rounds into the game now. Not a single round to be had. Dennis, oh, that's actually a bit of a smart play. This is, or at least a very good attempt to. Saw the smoke coming in and tried to body block it, so it wouldn't land completely in front of the toilets. Couldn't get there quite fast enough, so it would land and smoke off enough so he can't get any sort of vision, any sort of information, but it was a good attempt. Now Rez coming in from long for NiP. Doesn't know that Dennis is standing there towards toilets. Oh, Dennis just barely avoids being spotted and goes out, takes down Exist. Rez will get the frag immediately afterwards. Just making it simple, and Rez gets the frag. A triple kill for him. Gets one through the smoke and takes down Sipix as he's moving just down along the road. Glaive finally shutting him down alone on the bomb site, while dupreeh trying to get the flank. Big plays once again from the man himself, and Glaive and dupreeh just staying alive, and Glaive finding another frag, and NiP is not getting the rounds that they're needing.
Oh, just so tough. I mean, standing on the other side of the smoke there, and Forrest and the NiP guys, they're just running out, and you know, when you come out of a smoke, you have no idea what to expect. You're completely dislocated, and well, that's what Astralis and dupreeh took advantage of there. 7-0. This is definitely a timeout, well needed, to fix some technical issues apparently, but also to take time to discuss some tactical changes.
Yeah, but during tech pauses, you're not allowed to discuss.
Oh, rip.
Yeah.
You know, you know, you do a little cheeky one. Like, oh, my mouse broke. Gotta fix that.
Oh my god. I mean, that was beautiful, by the way. That was perfect. No, but you're not allowed to discuss tactics during a tech break. So instead, they're gonna have to just fix whatever problem is they have. Apparently, it's some sort of problem with their coach who can't really get his microphone to be functioning properly. So instead, hopefully, we're going to get the technical issues solved as soon as possible. But now, 7-0 for Astralis. dupreeh and Dennis. I mean, I said before, I was having my qualms about Astralis in this matchup, you know, not having the full force. Dennis is doing great. dupreeh is doing great.
Astralis are doing great.
Astralis overall are doing great, but I mean, dupreeh and Dennis are the ones who are creating all the plays at this point. Look at the frags. 13-12 for dupreeh and Dennis. On the other hand, it's, I mean, the 3 members, Sipix, Glaive, and Kirby, they don't have combined enough frags to match either dupreeh or Dennis.
Do you think that NiP can change something tactically to actually get rounds on the board, or is it just, you know, the fact that Astralis players are individually a lot stronger right now? I mean, they have dupreeh and Dennis, and NiP, they don't have even one player that is playing on their level right now, stepping up to the occasion. So do you think that NiP can do tactical adjustments and make that work, or will it just have to step up?
I mean, I think they're tactically sound in that sentence. I think their tactics, they have it down to a nail. But it is individually that they have to step up at this point. dupreeh and Dennis has just been shutting them down left, right, and center, not allowing for NiP to get any room to navigate through the map. And I mean, as soon as they feel that, oh, NiP, they've gotten up to a bomb site, well, let's put a stop to it. dupreeh standing by the bomb site, getting the ace right in that round, and all of a sudden, Dennis, who's standing, getting the flank on one, together with the dupreeh. And I mean, they've just been playing so great. I'm not sure how I can explain it in a better way other than it's been amazing play round after round from these two players.
Yeah, it's just been insane. And if they continue like this, and if we don't get any action from Rest or Draken, I mean,
yeah. And you're seeing me sitting like that. How can I explain it better? But anyway, we're having some technical issues, and we're trying to fix it as soon as possible. We're just waiting for everything to be settled at their end of the side,
of course,
and hopefully we're gonna be back as soon as possible. But for now, let's just talk about the game a little bit more. 7-0 Astralis. This is a little bit of a legendary round in terms of CS. Do you know what I'm talking about when I'm saying that?
Not completely.
Basically, 7-0 or 7-1 is the point of the game where one of the teams starting to feel very confident in their abilities, and they're starting to go over-aggressive, doing peaks that they don't need to, allowing for the enemy team to get a frag or two, and then from there it's just a snowball downhill for the team that was in the lead in the first place. So Astralis at this point, they have to keep this. They have to keep the pace that they've been having. They cannot go any faster, any slower, because if they do, they risk just screwing up their tempo that they have right now. They have the control over the map.
Okay.
They have the control over the match. There's absolutely no need for them to do anything different at this point.
So your advice would be just to remain calm and just focus on your own game. Don't get too confident. Otherwise, the comeback train is gonna choo-choo.
Exactly. I would say the advice would be play the game you've been playing. Just don't do anything different. Just play the game that you've been playing because it's working out well. You're winning rounds. NiP, on the other hand, they have to start thinking about the choices that they can do individually. Okay, what do we need to do? Do we have to take a little bit of a bigger risk?
I mean, every single player in NiP just have to sit down individually and just think, okay, it's time. We're 7 rounds down. This is the time we have to step up. I mean, they didn't lose the first map, so they're not in a bad situation. They got it tied, but losing would not be good for them. Of course, that's not what they want. So just individually sit down, focus now, while they're resolving these tech issues, and then come back stronger as a team and as 5 individuals.
Exactly. And I mean, also something that NiP has to think about is just, well, I think I saw a slight hint of hesitation during the round where it looked like it was a short-term memory. Once again, I think it was on Astralis' side, it was dupreeh and Sipix left in a 2 versus 3. I don't think dupreeh has died a single time yet during this matchup. So it was definitely dupreeh. If it was dupreeh or Dennis, or dupreeh or Glaive. No, it was dupreeh and Dennis, because what happened was
it the retake on.
It was kind of like a retake. Basically, dupreeh coming in from the flank from underground, and then it was Dennis on site where he was standing on long.
Oh yeah,
and,
smoke play, right?
Yeah, exactly. They had the smoke in front of them, and what happened was that the last member from NiP didn't quite go through the smoke. What happened was that he was still blinded by the smoke, while the Astralis member could still see him clear as day. So I think that if they want to have the chance of winning rounds, well, you're going to have to start making more riskier plays. Because at this point, what you're doing now, it doesn't work. So what do? You switch something up. Do you play more aggressive? It's worth a try.
I mean, you have to try. I mean,
exactly.
I mean, 7 rounds down. They should have probably tried before, with the balance that they had. Okay, we tried that. Okay, that didn't work. Too aggressive. Okay, then we're trying to play like fully defensive with double up or something, just holding off. Just try until something eventually works. 'Cause if you do the same mistake over and over again, you know, obviously.
Yeah, exactly. It's not going to help banging your head against the wall. I mean, it's the definition of insanity. If you try the same thing over and over again, expecting different results, I mean, yeah, it's not going to happen. You have to switch something up. So with that, I think NiP. It's difficult to say because again, we don't have the same insight as the team does.
No,
we don't have. We can only sit here and speculate. What should they do at this point? I mean, again, I think that they're gonna have to try and take a little bit more risk, trying to go for the duels a little bit more. It's a tough thing to do. It's easy to say, tough to do, mainly because this map favors. No. Yeah, it favors.
Stop.
Yeah.
Stop being cold. No, I thought we were going for real this time. But it's threats, Mike, again. Okay, so
Yep.
the coach continues mic issues. Very unfortunate.
Yeah, and
But first it was the PC, now it's only the mic, and the mic didn't take too long to fix last time, so...
I mean, it allows us for a little bit more talk about the game
Lovely,
itself.
Robin.
Hey,
I love spending time with you. That's great.
I love spending time with you. You're awesome. Here.
Fist bump.
Okay, so just talking about it. So we're talking about. Let me hear your opinion, because I've been talking a lot. I've just been blah, 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 blah. So I want to hear what you think.
You're the stats guy, I like to.
I mean, I'm a stats guy, analytic guy. I want to hear from you. What do you think? What is something that NiP can do to switch things up? Just getting another opinion on it.
I think that Astralis, they aren't playing that aggressive. So I think the best way for them to counter what... Or the best way for NiP to counter what Astralis are doing is to use their nades more. I mean, they have to, since they have Dupree and since they usually get a lot of entries, just working their way forward with smokes. You know, just using their smokes to take bits of map control instead of going full forward, then going for the execute. Like for instance, when you throw the smoke over towards A long, and you get 3 guys close up and personal, and then when the smoke fades, you come in, the flashbangs, the molotovs rain in, and you're like, when you have taken that map control from long, you're just so close from the side. So if there's an AWP there, he's gonna get killed immediately, or at least refragged.
Exactly. I mean, if you're up against an AWP, just go in. Two versus one.
Exactly.
It's one of the most basic things that you can do in Counter-Strike, which a lot of people tend to forget, because you want to be the hero player. You want to be the one that goes in and gets all the frags, and you forget the fundamental that, well, if I die, then, I mean, if there's no one else to help me, then what are we supposed to do?
Yeah.
Which is so important when people play together. It's always so enjoyable to see when people aren't just doing all these super high level strats, you know. All right, we're gonna do an A execute on 133 with 2 flashes coming in afterwards, and it's just gonna be an elaborate ruse to go rush B, or something like that. Instead, just stick to the fundamentals. As soon as you get on towards the bomb side, all right, always have the buddy system. Make sure that you go out 2 versus 1. So if one dies, you can have the other person to refrag you, making sure that you at least keep even in resources.
Yeah. Another thing that just came to my mind is that NiP or Astralis, they have been doing the retakes very well, and as ninjas they've gone closer and closer to the site. They have been a bit slow, so we had Dupree flanking the moment you talked about when it came from behind with the op. So maybe selling a fake or something and just having the lurker, because I haven't seen NiP just having a lurker picking up the rest, or you know, preventing them from rotating or something like that. NiP have been working in squad mainly, and then on the retakes they have been surrounded, or they have been killed before by somebody like Dupree.
Exactly, and I mean, it's part of those facts. Yeah, we're gonna just take a look at the tweet here. We have one from W_Album. Great production. Hashtag It's in Studio. Hashtag Blast Pro Series. Thank you very much. I mean, we're just sitting here, 2 rookie casters, trying to talk about the game.
At least the production's good, right?
Exactly. I mean, we're just trying to fill out the time here as we are waiting for the tech issues to be fixed as soon as possible. If you want to send us a tweet, use the hashtag EasternStudio, as you can see right there. So make sure if you have anything that you want to say to us, or anything, if you want to come in with your own opinions, if you have anything of
game prediction.
Exactly, game prediction.
Any opinions?
Any sort of an analysis? What do you think? What do you think NiP should do in this position, for instance? If you have anything in that regard, go ahead and send us a tweet.
Yeah, I mean, we're complete rookies. I mean, we're happy to see what you guys think as well, if you disagree or if you agree. But anyway, we're gonna see if NiP are gonna try to do what we proposed, or if they're gonna find their own way. What's for sure though is that they have to find their way back, and that's now.
And I mean, with the gun round coming in, Draken on op, once again, we saw what he did on Train. It's time for him to step up as well on this map. It's time for the entire team of NiP to step up, because 7-0 is not acceptable in this sort of scenario. In this level of tournament, you cannot at all allow the enemy team to get so far ahead. Hopefully we'll see some sort of life spring back into Ninjas as they're trying their way towards A, just taking it slow and steady. Whilst Dupree again just looking for the frag. This is the moment where I was talking about getting confident. maybe a little bit overconfident. It depends. dupreeh runs the risk of getting entry fragged here.
Oh,
if
yeah.
he's not careful. Dennis maybe is going to be the first victim instead. Draken will find one. dupreeh trades it out immediately. Backs off. This is a great position if not for him turning the back on towards Forest.
Yeah,
allowing for NiP to come in towards the side in range. Molotovs and smokes. Kjaerbye will stand on long. Make sure the rotation from Draken is not in effect. 3 versus 3. Bomb plan has yet to go down. There we go. Xyp9x on bang. Finds the frag on Exist. Important for him. Making sure this is a 3-on-2. Having the mad advantage on this retake with not a whole lot of utility. You have a smoke and a Molotov. Important for them to use it in the perfect scenario. Kjaerbye coming in from long and Xyp9x gets the frag on Get Right.
Perfect timing. Everybody just peeked. They got the info. They knew where their opponents were. And they just peeked everybody at the same time. Dynasty had no idea who to look at, who to focus. Just the retakes by Astralis, they're just amazing.
Yeah.
As you said, dupreeh, I think he went a little too aggressive there, too confident. He went down, but his teammates now made up for it.
Exactly. And at this point, you have another tactical pause from Ninjas. Just trying to figure out what is going on. At this point, I think they've used up all their tactical pauses, if I remember correctly. Because it's something that they've been doing so many times before, just trying to go over what do we do in this round? What do we do now? And some pauses may just be to try and stop the momentum of Astralis or their opponents overall. And if they're in the lead, well, it's, you know, just keep the game in our pace. Just play the game in our tempo, make sure that the enemy team doesn't have anything else to say about it. But now, attack pause is over. Ninjas, they've bought up once again. They got the bomb plant. They have maximum loss bonus, so they can buy up every single round they get a plant.
And they have an okay amount of utility. I still believe that taking the A side is good. Just get the map control along and then overwhelm dupreeh. Don't allow him to get any entries. On the other hand, they haven't tried and beat him very, very long.
They haven't, indeed. So the question is, what will Ninjas do now? It's going to be Get Right, who's the first victim. Once again, on the triple boost as the rest of Ninjas trying to go in towards B site. Not quite covered as another boost comes in from Astralis, but Riz pushes up aggressively towards water. Get a frag onto Xyp9x. The question is, what happens now? As the bomb has been planted, the bomb is taken away for Astralis. Getting closer and closer.
But as we know, the Astralis retakes have been strong, so strong before. Rest in a good position. The smoke is actually going to push. Owl is getting tagged through the smoke. He doesn't know what's going on. We don't know what's going on, but there he's dead. 3v2 right now, Exist and Forest. They're hiding, trying not to peek. Forest in a sneaky thing behind the barrels. He's going to go down to Dennis, though. dupreeh low on HP. Exist has to find 3 people and interrupt the defuse, who is happening right now. Gets the guy defusing, but dupreeh's just too fast. And the bomb is going to be defused. Is it? Yeah, okay, it takes some time, but gets defused. And here we have another tweet.
Yeah, Quest FPS. Astralis looking unstoppable, absolutely. And I mean, it's at this point where it just goes to show how well Dennis has been for this team. Look at that, 15-14, dupreeh and Dennis taking this top 2 places in their team. And I mean,
very fun for Dennis. Dennis haven't really been in the spotlight recently, with Fnatic having a lot of issues.
I mean, he part of Gunset now. He's been benched.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah, that was released like a week ago or so. So it's tough for him, but now getting a chance to play, standing for a team like Astralis in a prestigious tournament like this one, it's a really good chance for him to prove himself.
I mean, he's still showing that he's relevant in the game. So
definitely.
If at this point it would be insane for anyone to really let him go. I mean, look at the man. He's playing off of his mind. And the rest of Astralis, they're eager to show that, well, we can do things too. dupreeh and Dennis, though, they're leading the way. They're allowing for Astralis to get round after round after round. And now Ninjas, again with a buy, they did get another bomb plant, which means more weapons going in for the A take. But Dennis, once again, from long, gets 1 frag. Smoke comes in, though, locks them off from long. Get Right gets the plant. Now there comes in the rotation from the rest of the Astralis members as they have to get another retake. Draken, though, perfect position from him as Kjaerbye goes down. Now NiP gathers up and tries to defend the bomb site from the incoming Astralis members. Exist picks up dupreeh, but Dennis finally gets a trade. Somehow trying to make it work for his team.
No,
Gets
Dennis.
another one. 2 versus 3. NiP This cannot happen again. They have 2 members left.
No.
1 member left. Res alone. Dennis has been getting a 4 frag. 2 members for Astralis. And Res goes down to Glaive. What an amazing performance from Astralis and Dennis.
What a monster. 4K. This guy just comes from behind, he cleans everything up. I mean, he is just peeking guy after guy after guy, he's mowing down everybody. And the retakes, I mean, NiP, they get to the site. That's a step in the right direction, but Astralis, they don't care. Now they can basically just give them the site because they're so confident in their retake. It's like the 4th good retake in a row, 10-0. This is getting out of hand.
And it's looking like it is a complete shutout as far. I mean, Astralis is unrelenting. They're just getting round after round after round. Doesn't matter if ninjas get the bomb plant. It doesn't matter. We're just gonna go for the retake. Exactly. If not, in the beginning of the round, we're gonna get the engine frag. Dupree onto Exist once again. It's just making round after round. And I keep repeating myself because Astralis at this point are performing so well. Dupree leading the entries for his team, and Dennis coming in to support him from behind. And the rest of the Astralis members, I mean, they're lagging a little bit behind, but it doesn't matter. They have the utility. They come in with important information. And ninjas, they don't have an answer at all to what's going on. Instead, they have the AKs. Exist fallen down already. They're flustering. They can't find the answers to get back into this game. And it's going to be another frag for Dennis. Rest goes down. 3 members left for ninjas with 50 seconds. Looks like they're finally going to try to go for a B push, but they don't have any utility. They have to rely on pure aim, where Glaive is ready and waiting, together with 1 flash from his mate. Just gonna try to defend the bomb site once again. Draken finds the first frag onto Sipix as ninjas trying to get in towards the site, but are getting stopped. They're hesitating, just waiting for the right moment. Get right, finally finds a frag on Glaive, but Kirby and Draken trades frag, allowing for the 2-on-2 situation. The problem is, what happens now? Dragon trying to get 1 more frag, tacks down Dennis, 22 HP, 20 seconds. The bomb has to be planted, and that is actually Kirby just running in through the smoke. Forrest left alive, doesn't have the bomb in hand. Just gonna have to go for the constellation frags. That's the question though, gets Dennis. This is important. Kirby, you cannot peek out right now. 5-6 seconds left. Forrest just running in towards the side, and Kirby, he's just playing this so smart, hiding behind the site cover, and allowing for Astralis to get another frag.
Humiliation.
And gets Forrest after the round end.
Oh,
no
his
money.
economy is on $350 when the score is 11-0 and you have $350 on the bank. That's when depression kicks in, because this is, oh man, this is hard to watch. I imagine tough for you as well.
Oh my god, it's, I mean, trying to stay as neutral as possible.
Yeah, the little NiP fan inside is screaming.
It's difficult. I'm just, I want to scream what is going on, but Astralis, they're performing so well. They're putting on a show here for the fans at home, and Dennis is just being who he is. I mean, despite the fact that he's Swedish, he's part of the Danish team right now, and he's playing like a true Dane, just out there, out-fragging his opponents. And ninjas, nothing they can do, no response at all, 1 by 1, once more. Into the fray, they fall. Get right by Fountain. Finally finds a frag onto Kirby. 3-on-2.
And now, NiP with the 1-man deficit is always so hard for them. I mean, they can usually not win when they have the man advantage, and now with a disadvantage, they're gonna try put up a push towards the B side. They still have some time, just as in the previous round. They don't have the utility or the means necessary to pull off an executor just to get a bomb plant down safely. So they'll have to go in here and try to get Glaive without anybody going down.
Seconds, get right. We'll get tagged down. Exist alone, 1 versus 3. Standing behind the pillar, trying to look for a frag before he makes a move in towards the bomb site. Will get met by Dupree's op. And we do have another tweet coming in before we go into that analysis. Maxim Magi. It's nice to see that even in this unfortunate situation, Blasters was able to find 2 cool casters. Thank you so much. That actually means a whole lot to hear, because I've been.
You can't see Robin's face, but he's just shining up.
Yeah, it's if you were here in Sweden, you would see my smile from a mile away. It's like that grin just on my face.
Yeah, grin pretty accurate. It's wide anyway. Even though NiP aren't winning, the smile's wide, and oh man, it's not a pretty buy. NiP are bringing into this 13th round. It's pistols, it's Kevlar. and it is a UMP on Draken. But up against a fully equipped Astralis. They're going to try their best to running into the answer, but Xipex is just mowing down everybody. Kirby comes to his assistant, Kirby actually goes down, but Xipex still on the side, gets the quad kill. Now, there's one last Concraft. Draken's low on HP, he'll find Draken as well, and there's the ace for Xipex, 13-0, and this is just becoming ridiculous.
But this is a sad story. It's a huge story for Astralis after just with Device on the medical leave and everything, just losing their 5th, all the question marks around Astralis. Then came Pimp in ECS, couldn't quite lead his team to victory. All of a sudden now here in Copenhagen, Astralis looking like if they've been playing this game for I don't know how long, they're just pulling every stop they have and just performing like there's no tomorrow. 13-0. Trade comes in, but still, it's going to be in the favor of Astralis, if not for Res, who gets the frag onto Dupree there in Toilets. Dennis, though, on the back side, is going to find one more frag before he goes down. This is the first time in quite a long time during this matchup that Ninjas have had the advantage in manpower.
Yeah, and actually, utility for the last taker. I mean, they have been, you know, probably only a few flashbangs here and there before, but now they have 3 smokes. So for the love of God, use these to take the site and then spare some for a great after plant.
I mean, it's time now for Kirby to really step up his game. He's been lagging behind, does spot out one member, knows that there are people coming in towards his side, finds one, finds 2, great plays coming in from Kirby, just allowing for Xipex to take this one-on-one. It is going to be Xipex getting the frag on to get it right before the plant goes down, 14-0.
The timing, and Astralis, just signature move, always having somebody coming from behind and cleaning up the mess.
And this was also something that we were talking about, just pure form coming in from NiP after a tournament win. And what happens? They go 15-15 versus FaZe, one of the strongest teams in CS history, in this stacked scene that we have now. And Astralis, who was supposed to be the weaker team, now just stomping Ninjas down into the ground, not allowing them to breathe. And Kirby goes out together with Dennis, but it's going to be a 2-for-2 trade, allowing for NiP to have at least one more shot at one round that they need so desperately. Dupree with the C set backing off, does have the op in worst case scenario, smokes off, trying to buy himself some time and some space to maneuver around the cover that he have, but no members from NiP will chase. Instead they back off, allowing for Dupree to survive to defend another attack from the incoming Ninjas in Pajamas. And if you take a look at this, all the members from NiP tagged down to almost everyone less than half HP. Dragon with the bomb. At this point, Ninjas flustering, just trying to find a hole in the Astralis defense. It's gonna be difficult. 44 seconds, clock still ticking. Every second leads closer and closer to another round win for Astralis. The last round of this half.
And they're just so hesitant now. The bomb starts running and it's all the way towards long. It's going to be very, very tight as to get to the side. There's nobody holding off, so they will get the bomb close. But last time they came towards Xipex and Dupree, we all remember what happened. Let's see, with 20 seconds without any utility, can they walk in without being that? Oh, there's the peak, and Dupree just gets the kill clean. He has his friend there as well. Yeah, except he gets the other one. Dupree with a little fake. Missed shot, but comes in with the CZ, and there they end the first half. 15-0. A dream first half for Astralis, and a complete nightmare for NiP.
I mean, the only one with double digits on NiP right now is Draken with 12 frags. And something that looked so promising for NiP in the beginning, it's just turned, like you said, just using your words, a complete nightmare, disaster, catastrophe, every single synonym that you want to use in this situation to try and describe how NiP must feel right now is just non-describable.
Yeah, and it's, I mean, you can't help to wonder how you go from 15-15 with FaZe to 15-0 now with Astralis, but 16-0, I mean, that would be the icing on the cake for Astralis, and, well, the final humiliation for NiP. We'll see what happens here in the pistol round. Dupree coming in strong, tagging, the Glock train, they're just tagging everybody down. Get right, can't seem to hit his headshots with the UMP. Instead, he takes some bullets to the chest. Now backing off. Draken, though, gets one. Instant refrag by Glaive.
And at this point, it's just so difficult for Ninjas to actually make something happen in this situation. 3 members left. They have the USPs. They should have the superior firepower. But Astralis doesn't just give up. They will continue on, try to go in for this A take. They do have utility. Worst case scenario, 2 flashes, smoke that has been tossed away, 1 frag for Forest. Important for him now to get the frag to try and defend this site as they're just coming in towards the site. Forest with 3. Glaive finally shuts him down. 1 versus 2. The problem is that Get Right comes in and Glaive will not find the round for Astralis. Instead, Ninjas finally, not being a complete shutout, finds 1 round on the board. Welcome Ninjas into the match.
Yeah, well, as you usually say, at least it wasn't 16-0, right?
Yeah, the problem is now in comes the force buy. We've talked a little bit about this with the pistols being so strong, and it's usually when you buy for a pistol second round, you buy to win. That's the general mentality you have. If you force up to win. Otherwise, you're just gonna have to relinquish.
Yeah, I mean,
the next round.
They can of course buy every single round and just until they most likely eventually win. I mean, in NiP they have the consistency problem. They play good against FaZe, and now they're a mess. And how will they then be consistent for 14 rounds in a row to then tie the scoreline? I don't know. But we have them defending here with the rifles against the pistols. Astralis coming close. They can't really seem to be able to get Forest down instead with the M4. But Dennis is going to steal the deal, but going down shortly after to res.
Dupree walking around towards B. Gonna find himself a bomb plan for Astralis. Getting themselves a little bit more money in the bank. Dupree going out with his Z said. Exist. We'll take him down. And that's actually something I talked about this before with you just before the stream about North, the second Danish team that is participating here, about them being the underdog versus the NiP matchup. In this case, I would say that Astralis, yeah, exactly, because NiP has always had a problem with underdogs. Just a classic example, NiP versus Vega Squadron. If you remember that match, it was just 16-2, I do believe it was,
and
for Vega Squadron.
And I've been the major qual as well. I mean, they have been struggling against underdogs, as you said.
Exactly, and at this point, Astralis fits the role. I mean, it's not a perfect fit, but it fits.
You mean, yeah.
Exactly. So, this is the thing that Ninjas have been struggling with for so long that they can't find a way to play against the underdogs. It just seems like, out of nowhere, they're coming out, they're just swinging big and hitting all the shots that they need. Ninjas doesn't find an answer to it.
No, they're just surprised, asking themselves what's going on. Like, how did Astralis do this? But yeah, Astralis got the bomb plant the last round, so they after going for a full save this time, they will be up on a completely full buy, which means no ninja is gonna feel safe.
So the question is now, what can Astralis do? It doesn't seem like a whole lot. Get right, we'll find a frag together with Exist, 2 members left, as it's just trying to be a hunting ground for Ninjas, trying to bank up as much as possible, should worst come to worst, as they cannot allow themselves to make any more mistakes. Astralis now on a full buy. This is do or die for NiP. Every single round that Astralis have weapons, Ninjas cannot make a single mistake. From being the Oakland champions, Intel Extreme Masters, to going 15-15 versus FaZe, now 15-3 versus Astralis, with Astralis being the ones on top. Important frag coming in for Res as Astralis trying to make a move towards Underground. Dennis gets the trade onto Get Right instead. So Res stays alive for just a little bit longer. They have the man just trying to flank around, Exist, and one more member from NiP defending on the B bomb site. They should be careful though, Astralis. The man behind them still waiting to get in there the right moment. Res just waiting for his signal. Flash should come in momentarily if the communication is there for NiP, but it seems that it isn't. Finally, Res goes out from Underground, gets a frag, but it's too late. Astralis has already taken control over the bomb site. They will get the bomb plant, and now with the limited utility that Astralis have, they have to try and defend it, but they don't go for the bomb plant. Instead, they're going to be rotating up towards A, try to get a better position for themselves, which allows for NiP to get the frags onto Astralis. Sipix, the only one left now, with a flash in hand, an AK, 48 HP. Important for him now. This is a game-winning moment for him. He's going to play aggressive.
He has pushed and he has clushed before he comes down here, but if he would have found Draken, that would have been a round-changing thing. But Draken gets that kill, which means that the bomb will be defused by Rez, and NiP will buy themselves 1 or 2 more rounds of playing time in this game.
And it was so important for Astralis at that point to, if they, like you said, it would have been game-changing. They got the frag, all of a sudden Sipix 1-on-1. You have the bomb plant in an open space. It's impossible for Ninjas to actually find out where do we go from this? How do we do this? So now Astralis, they're going to take their time out with 3 remaining. And at this point, I think it's good because they realize that Ninjas, they're starting to get a little bit of momentum. Starting to get wind in their sails, and it's something that Astralis wants to put a stop on immediately. Not allowing for NiP to even breathe in this matchup.
No, I mean, just continue to push, to put pressure on NiP, and eventually they'll break. I mean, that is the logical solution for Astralis. Just continue, and well, NiP will have to be more consistent than they've ever been in their lives if they're gonna pull this comeback off. But yeah, as we see Astralis there getting pistols here, and also taking in consideration that the CT economy is a lot more vulnerable and hard to build up than the T. Astralis can actually, always go for the pistol buys, and then as long as they get frags, NiP's economy will be very, very easy to break through.
The dupreeh now, standing alone. Just waiting for someone to rotate around from Ninjas. Trying to keep the flank up. Meanwhile, the rest of Astralis trying to go in towards the side. Exist finds 2 before Glaze burns them up with a Molotov. And Astralis just trying to find that last round. Gets another frag on their hand. dupreeh takes down Draken, finding himself a weapon if he so chooses to pick it up. Rez, in the meanwhile, takes down dupreeh on the other side of the map. Yes, now bomb plants. Treads goes in. They will find it. Sipix alone will get mowed down through the smoke, and that was important because dupreeh was just holding the flank there in underground, and then Rez comes in and flanks him instead, just making sure that whatever Astralis is trying to do, they're not gonna be allowed the chance for it to happen.
Absolutely. Oh man. So another match point of a bunch.
I mean, Astralis at this point, they have 15 match points in total. This is going to be their 10th match points. No. Their 6th match points.
Exactly.
Because math.
Yeah, because math.
I'm horrible at it.
That's what we do.
It's funny because I like CSGO math, but I hate normal math, which is something I'm forced to do whenever I'm
because
counting
for
rounds.
CSGO math, you have HLTV.
Exactly.
Thanks to them.
Exactly.
But yeah, Astralis, they're back on a full buy. They have 8 gets across the board. Utility as well, and Draken's going to try to challenge him towards long here, but he whiffs the shot. Just a reckless peek up against 3 Astralis players. He gets tagged down severely. Fully Flash is going to go down. Easy peasy for dupreeh. There is another NiP player, Rez, hiding behind the corner. I don't think Astralis do expect it, but they're not committing to the rush just yet.
I mean, if Rez falls at this moment, it's going to be difficult for Ninjas to try and regroup and try to reiterate the situation. Forrest will be the lone man standing. If Rez falls down, he cannot make a single move because it feels like dupreeh does have a read on what's going on. Never mind, he's going to back off Rez. Times it perfectly. Comes out with a flash, tries to take a better position. But now the attack from Astralis is in full effect. Force falls down. That leaves Rez, the lone man standing for Ninjas. On A side, he will fall, and all that's left is Exist 1 versus 4. He needs to make this happen. A flash in his hand, but the problem is there's still 4 members alive for Astralis. Takes 1, takes 2. Important frags for him coming in with the bomb planted. Does have a defuse kit. dupreeh and Dennis all alone. dupreeh with the op though, who's been playing brilliantly this matchup, has an op in his hand. He's just standing around towards long with the bomb taken. Exist is going to try to make the smart play, going around towards the bank instead. dupreeh doesn't have a single idea what's going on. Exist finds the 3rd. Important frag for him. Dennis all alone, 1 versus 1, but the AK comes in and Dennis takes the frag. 16-5 for Astralis.
Oh man, there we go. You're sitting jumping in your chair.
I'm just sitting there like,
that was a very, very intense game. Amazingly played by Astralis, and